Hey guys, it's Crafty here from Living in Beta, and today we are back with another farming video for you all, set again in the beautiful sunny area of Pacifica, a place we know very well. This one though is a little different, as we'll be exploring a brand new route, utilizing the same area of Pacifica, but the enemies and their locations, where they show up, are fully affected by the choices that you've made in game. So there was a lot of comments on our last farming video in Pacifica around you know, people having enemies in different locations or not showing up in the locations I was showing. Well, this video is going to explore the route that you would take if you did side with the Netwatch in the I Walk the Line questline. As always, specific parts of the video that you're looking for will be labelled in the description via the timestamps, and of course the handy chapter segments will be on the video timeline. Let's get into this one. We're going to look at the quest line a little bit on how you make this happen, and then we'll get into the farming route itself. Let's do this. Now, as stated in the intro, to be able to use the route, you need to make a specific decision when doing the quest line I Walk the Line. I'll not spoil too much, but let me give you a whistle-stop tour on what the quest is about. Essentially, you are tasked with contacting and infiltrating the Voodoo Boys to help find more information on what actually happened to your good friend, Evelyn Parker. In doing so, like all good gangs, they will not tell you anything until you do something for them. This leads you into an abandoned mall, a place that the Voodoo Boys really want for themselves, armed with their main henchman Placide in your ear to fight and clear out the mall's residents, the Animal Gang. As the plot thickens, you make a connection with a van, find out the truth behind the Animal Gang's occupation of the mall, and you take down the much-loved Sasquatch. RIP, video description exploiting that legend. After all that is finished, you stumble upon a Netwatch geezer. He tries his best to persuade you to keep him alive and trick the Voodoo Boys, and for the giggles, you end up saying yes, because Placide is a... So yeah, now you're up to date. Let's go to the farming spot. Okay, so let's get into the farming route itself. We're going to split this into two parts. Have two different types of characters. The first character we're going to do this on, it's a level 22 and level 38 street cred character who's just completed the I Walk the Line quest line to allow Netwatch to take over this area. Okay, the area we're going to look at right now, of course, is in the Pacifica location, with the closest fast travel point being Westwind Apartments. If you haven't accessed this area yet, because it was the same for me when I just came here, closest fast travel point will be Grand Imperial Mall, which of course you would have been at from doing the quest. Now we're going to start just like last time on the edge of the clothing store in this area, which you'll see quite clearly here. Now, the reason why we're going to split into two characters is you'll see the location actually changes depending on the side quests, etc. that you do in the area. So this is a fresh, as I said, a fresh character in this area, just done the quest line. We'll go through and show you how much XP. We're doing this on normal difficulty, of course, and we'll see how much XP slash street cred we get. So it looks like a good amount of street cred from 2 kills there, and standard 23 experience. What you will notice is sometimes, usually in the evenings, there'll be some NPCs here to kill, but they are guys in hazmat suits. Nothing to do with Netwatch, of course. And then we're going to come up the stairs and we're going to take a left and go over to this area, of course, that you can see. Now you can tell which kind of enemies are the Netwatch enemies, because they've got this kind of mask on their face that's, you know, very Netwatch-like, which is awesome. And you'll work your way around the back here. Now, sometimes as well, again, there can be some enemies just over here. I've seen them spawn before. Usually they've got people hostage or something, but in this case, of course, it hasn't happened. So then you'll make your way around there, and you'll go into this area here. See some more Netwatch geezers. Let's take them out. and then we're going to run across the road. Now, this is standard as before. You're getting XP, you're getting street cred, you're getting, weapon skill XP. I'm choosing to use a baseball bat here because I want to try and level up my street brawler, but you're getting that kind of XP, you're getting athletics XP. This is kind of ticking all boxes. And of course, you can loot the dead bodies as well and sell them for eddies. So this really is a triple threat when it comes to it. Now, you want to run down here just like you have many a time. In the old route, with when it wasn't Netwatch, you would come up here, but there's no enemies here at all. So you'll work your way around, and then you'll want to take a right and go down these stairs. From these stairs, you want to take a right again, go through this shrubbery, and make your way over to these three guys over here. You want to take them out. Of course, you can see me, I've already done the route before, so there's bodies everywhere and loot to pick up. She's getting a bit naughty, isn't she? Take her out. And then work your way back up the stairs here to try and do a loop. Now, there's two ways you can go here. You can just follow up the stairs and go this way, and you'll see the guy at the doorway there that's always there is even there if you partner with the Voodoo Boys, so you can take him out. He's a big fella, so watch out for him. And then you've got some Netwatch people around here, which are in the location of where the Voodoo people usually are if you don't partner with Netwatch. It's quite interesting. They're kind of almost replacing the, the spots that they spawn for the majority of it. Now, when I said you could take a right and go fight that big geezer, you can, but you can also, if you want to, just have a full cleanup. You can go around this way instead, or as well, and work your way up these stairs. You'll see a gun store that has two Voodoo people outside. Weirdly, CD Projekt Red didn't change this weapon store to be a Netwatch weapon store once they take partner with them, which is quite interesting. It would have been a good little touch if they did, but I understand why not. And you'll see some Voodoo people here as well. It's almost like they've turned up to try and protect the Second Amendment weapon store, but they obviously didn't do a very good job. So there you go. That's the full route so far. We've dinged 39 street cred. Obviously XP is not going up as fast because we're only set on normal difficulty, but as you can see, street cred is flying up, and street brawler also from using this blunt weapon is really flying up as well. Now, just quickly before we move to a different character, over there in the distance, there is a lot more Netwatch enemies to kill if you want to, but it's not really on the same route, which I wouldn't really recommend. It's almost like running out of your way to do that. If you want to do that, that's fine, but I don't think it's as efficient. You'll see the benefit of this one. There's no waiting 24 hours for anyone to spawn. You come back round and the geezers are here again to take out as you wish. It's weird. I always take out the second guy, even though I'm aiming for the first guy. Anyway, so that's that. Now we're going to move on to a higher level character that's done pretty much all side quests to show you that certain extra things actually spawn. Let's do this. Okay, so as I said, we're going to move on to a character now that's a higher level than the previous one and a different stage of the game. Now, the reason for this is just to show you what the route would be like if you'd taken part and completed certain gigs or side missions in Night City itself. So just for reference, this character is at level 50 with 50 street cred. In terms of quests, we're at the final quest, of course, and very limited amount of side jobs left. These are just ones that are very, kind of there and don't really affect the main storyline too much. Now, as I said, the route itself is going to be very similar. We're still in the Pacifica area, and we're still going to work our way around to what we did when we were on the lower level character, but there's a couple of different tweaks that add more enemies to it, and in turn can get you more XP or more street cred. It doesn't mean you have to be level 50 to do this. It just means you need to complete a couple of side quests to maybe unlock these extra enemies. Now, the first one is a gig called Two Wrongs Make Us Right, which takes you to this area of the Pacifica map. Let me just show you right here, where you have to go down into a tunnel and steal a van. So this is going to be the starting point of our new route. So we're going to start here and work our way around. Now, this is set on very hard in terms of the XP. You obviously won't show it 'cause I'm max level, but the XP itself will be around 48 experience per kill on very hard, almost double what you'd get on normal. Street cred, though, stays the same. So in here, you'll now see that they're in. When you do the gig, there'll be animals there to kill, the animal gang. But because the Netwatch have been chosen and they've now taken on the area, these are all replaced now with Netwatch characters. So you'll clear this room out first. And then you'll work your way through the back here. The van would naturally be there on the quest, but it obviously isn't anymore because I've completed it. You then work your way around the side, finish off these guys. Check every corner of the room, of course. Work your way around and climb up the ladder. From here, there's a little room around the corner that there may be enemies as well, so just be wary coming around here. You can see where I've killed enemies prior to showing you this. That's fine, so then you'll make your way up the stairs. If you go down there, it goes back to the first room, which obviously you wouldn't do. And then you'd make your way up these stairs here. Now this is going to bring you out to a building site. Take a right on the stairs and work your way around. And now this will bring you to the 3 people sat at the table that you would have seen in the last route run through just a few minutes ago. You'll chop these out. You can also double check here and see if the hazmat suits are there if you want, but clearly they're not. And the guys over by the clothing shop will pick up at the end of the route. So you'll grab these as I just did, and you'll make your way around as normal. Always double checking if there's obviously quest over here. So you can see there actually is some Netwatch here. Not always, but there is. This is a randomly, procedural generated area. This is one I haven't seen before, where they're clearly looting a box of some sort. Most of the time they're stood here in a 3 and they're aiming at the wall with some enemies, so just bear that in mind. But it won't always be here, so don't expect it. But yeah, you'll pick those off if they're there, and then you'll obviously follow around to these usual 3 that you would pick up on the other route. Now from here, instead of crossing the road, we will do that, but first we're going to take a left, and we're going to make our way up this hill, conveniently laid out by CD Projekt Red. Going to watch out for the mini boss road. And then you're going to move across and you'll see at the building site there is more Netwatch. So you'll take these out for the extra XP and street cred, of course. Popping off, you'll move your way over to the back. There'll be some people watching something on television. You will ruin their day. What is it they're watching? Oh, 70% off, yeah? Nice. Slaughterhouse, interesting. And then you work your way around, and then there is 3 people here pretending to film this woman boxing. Classic. Now you'd work your way back, obviously however you want to get back to the road. Cross it again, we're going to go back to the normal place, following the normal route we would. You could obviously go across this road here and down there if you want to. There is some enemies here. These don't always spawn, but if they're here you could pick them off first, which helps. And then you would of course carry on down this side of the road, taking a left, and this is where the next quest comes in as well. So I forget the name, but there's a quest that is from one of the samurai band members, and she gets you to investigate someone who's putting out these preaching kind of messages, and it takes you to this area here, to a machine around the corner here, which I won't go into any more detail than that. But after you complete that mission, these guys stay partying here. So you'll pick off obviously the voodoo here. Watch out for doing what I just did, popping up civilian, because the NCPD will not be happy with that. Take those down, of course. Watch out for the NCPD. I will try and dark them. You'll come down the stairs as you did in the last route, take a right into the shrubbery, and pick off these 3 here. Still here, loving life. Pick these guys off. Consider that done, and then you'll make your way up the stairs once more. And then this is also a place where they weren't before. There's a good amount of Netwatch members here, surrounding some vehicles, which is always good. You'll pick them off. You may have seen these in my videos before. And then again, you've got the choice of going left around the corner if you want to, but there's still only 2 members at that door, or taking a right and going round here and kicking off at this big geezer once again. and taking out the Netwatch here. So you can see there's already about 3, 4, 5 extra packs of enemies that you wouldn't have got, or you didn't get in our first run from the lower level character that hasn't done as many side quests or story missions. So it's pretty interesting to think about when it does that. And then you would obviously cross the road and take out these guys as you see fit, and then work your way around again. And as simple as that. So you would obviously go back down here into the tunnel and do your business and continue going around the route, just like that. Now, again, I know I'm max level and you know, it's on very hard and things like this, but this can be done at any level. Just bear in mind that the time it takes is literally the only limitation to this route. And it was only going to get better as the game goes on as well, with side quests being done and the storyline being worked through. So you just need to really make the most out of it the best you can. I mean, it's one of the best things about RPGs, and I know people slate it, but it's actually one of the best things that they've managed to do in Cyberpunk is, if you willing to put in the time, the world really does get affected by some of the actions that you have done in game. I'm not saying it's wide scale changes, which may come in DLCs, but the fact that, you know, areas are taken over by different gangs, or after you do a side job or an NCPD call out, the areas get adopted by in a different fashion. I mean, that's really good, right? But yeah, so this really will give you unlimited XP and street cred, and of course unlimited eddies if you loot every dead body. Like I said a minute ago, the only limitation is time. But let me know if you've seen any other packs around on this route, or if there's another route out there that you really like. I know I've put a couple on the channel now, but this Pacifica one is very, very popular. And by all means, any hints and tips you've got in general, or any side quests that affect another area, I'd love to know that as well. But as always, we really appreciate the commitment to watching the videos on the channel and all the comments, etc. Thank you very much for that. There's a lot more Cyberpunk content to come. Continue to like the videos if you like them. Give them a share with your friends and family if you think they will be worth it. And drop us a subscribe to get more content like this one. As always, though, remember, don't be a gonk.